Hey guys, what's up? It's Rygar the Destroyer, and today we're going to be taking a look at Yoda and Can-Cell from the Revenge of the Sith line of action figures. And before we start this review, I just have to mention it because every time I see this figure for sale or I hear somebody talk about it, Can-Cell, I mean, really, that's the best name that they could come up with for this insect here. It doesn't take away anything from the figure, but honestly, it's just a dumb name. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging here. Pretty standard for the Revenge of the Sith line. Obviously, there would have been a huge blister here on the front of the package to display the figures. And then on the back here, there is a brief description of the characters. Of course, if you'd like to read that, you can go ahead and just pause the video. And then there is a picture of the figures themselves, as well as the other figures that were released around this time. So anyway, pretty standard packaging. So let's go ahead and get back to the figures themselves here. Now we'll start off with Yoda, just because he's the smallest. As you can see here, there's a little peg on the Can-Cell, and then there's a little slot on Yoda here so that when you peg him on, he won't fall off. So if you wanted to hang this or something, you don't have to worry about Yoda falling off of the figure. But anyway, Yoda comes with one accessory, and that, of course, is his lightsaber. It has a very translucent clear blade, or green blade. It's not showing up well on camera, but it is actually green in person. But it does look nice and fit in the figure's hands. As far as Yoda's concerned, he sits at about 1.25 inches tall, and that's just because he's sitting. He has some very, very basic articulation, just a swivel here at the head, swivel here at the shoulder, swivel here at this shoulder, and then a swivel at the waist. And honestly, I really like the way that this figure looks. I really like how he's, sitting with his legs crossed like that. The only thing I don't like about this figure is the cape, which is just way too long. If you imagine if his legs would stand up, I feel like his cape would drag on the ground, and it's a very rigid piece, so it's not like it, I think they should have maybe done cloth or something, which I don't normally say, but I wish they had done it in this case. But overall, I actually really like this Yoda just because of the way he's sitting. Just seems very Yoda-like. But anyway, on to the Can-Cell, which is probably the reason you clicked on this video. It's kind of an odd figure. It has some very strange articulation, and we'll go ahead and run through that in a second. But first, let's talk about the size. I got this for like $10 on Amazon, new in box, and I was surprised at how large it is. It's got about a 16-inch wingspan. I'm just estimating here, as you can see, and it's 12 inches long, and it stands at like 4 inches tall, which is pretty good for a figure at this price point. And as far as articulation goes, it's odd. Like I said, he's got swivels at the tops of his legs, except for the front ones, which are glued in place. They don't actually move, which is an odd choice. The rest of them, you can kind of put up as if it's flying, but these front legs are always stiff, kind of in this odd standing pose. Up here in the neck, it's just a swivel. Back here at the tail, it's like bendy wire, so it's soft rubber, and then there's a wire inside that you can pose. And then the wings themselves have two positions you can put them in. You can have them up like this, or you can have them down, and you kind of click in. I usually like to stagger them. I think that looks the best. Overall, this is just a bizarre set with a weirdly named character, but I love the animals of Star Wars, and that's why I had to pick this thing up, just because of how weird it is, and honestly how cool it is in hand. It's totally different than most things that you see in the Star Wars universe, so that's kind of why I like it. But anyway, if you have any comments or questions, please leave them down in the comment section below, and I guess I'll see you later.